Hare Krishna, World Raiser, Sabine and Roger here. Oh boy, I'm getting emotional already. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So, this is gonna be a special video. Oh no. We are watching interviews with Nitish Bharadwaj and Mukesh Khanna.
Yeah, so Sabina's getting so emotional for those of you who don't know, but we absolutely fell in love with these actors when we watched B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat a year ago. The full-length watch-alongs are still available on our channel for the members section. Yes. Anybody interested in doing that epic journey with us?
It was wild.
It was a roller coaster ride. Yeah, it really opened up Sabina's heart to Shri Krishna. Nitish's portrayal, and of course Bhishma. It was absolutely epic. So now we absolutely love these guys, so we're going to find out what they have to say about the Ram Mandir.
उत्सव हो रहा है, पूरा उत्सव का वातावरण है। इतनी सुंदर नगरी और इतनी सुंदर बनाई है। पुनः एक बार जो प्राचीन गौरव था वो आज यहाँ पर मंदिर के माध्यम से दिखाई दे रहा है। बहुत अच्छा लगा। आज तो केवल आस्था है, विश्वास है, पूजा है मन में। दर्शन करेंगे प्रभु रामचंद्र जी का रामलला के रूप में। वही लता जी का वो गाना याद आता है बार बार, ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया। तो वो इनोसेंस, वो प्रेम की मूर्ति है। मर्यादा के साथ साथ प्रेम की
एम्बॉडीमेंट ऑफ लव।
रामायण एक तरह से राम और सीता को देखेंगे तो आप ये लव स्टोरी है कि अपनी पत्नी के लिए उन्होंने क्या क्या किया। वो सारे भाव आ रहे हैं मन में। कमिटमेंट, जो प्रजा के प्रति अपना राजा का धर्म, ये सारे भाव मन में आ रहे हैं और यहाँ से यही सारी ऊर्जा लेके जाएंगे। ये सब कुछ मर्यादा में ही है और मर्यादा के लिए कहीं ना कहीं डिसिप्लिन की आवश्यकता जो होती है वो आज दिखा दिया। बहुत ही 500 वर्ष का संघर्ष और उसमें रक्त रंजित इतिहास मुलायम सिंह जी के कार्यकाल में कितने ही कार सेवकों की निर्घृण हत्या, और उसके बाद ये जो आज वास्तु और भवन निर्माण हुआ है, मंदिर निर्माण हुआ है, मन में करुणा भी है और मन में सम्मान भी है उन सारे कार सेवकों के लिए, और केवल आस्था है।
Beautiful.
Nice.
Fully in love with his wife Sita, had to keep his love aside, and the Raja Ram had to abandon her. And after abandoning her, he did not enjoy the Chappan Bhog in the mahal. He went and made a kutia on Saryu Nadi, Teerth, and on the bank of Saryu, and he lived exactly the way she must have lived in the ashram. Okay, he ate the same food, but as an Adarsh Raja, I will go back to my, I will go back to my my mahal, my darbar, and do the administration. So these are the 4 principles of Shiksha Valli that he adopted and put Maryada on himself. That is why he is Maryada Purushottam.
Correct. But Nitish ji, I want to ask you this, and I've been waiting to ask you this. You essayed the role of Krishna, and then you've essayed the role of Ram twice in different interpretations.
Oh wow!
Both are supposed to be pillars of dharma or upholders of dharma.
Of Sanatan Dharma.
But both had very opposite positions. Different yugas, avatars of Vishnu, but their methods were very different. So how is it that both of them upheld dharma?
Come again? How?
Nice.
How is it that both of them upheld dharma? Ram, you said just now that he was very principled. Maryada Purushottam.
Yes.
Put on the
Krishna was
spot.
Leeladhar.
Krishna speaks
But
on
how
Ram.
are they both upholding dharma?
Dharma is the same.
Okay.
Apad Dharma. Sanatan Dharma. The value system of Sanatan Dharma. What is Sanatan? Sana Atanoti Sa Sanatanaha. Sana is eternal. Atanoti is what you can attain, what you aspire to attain. What is it that you aspire to attain? The eternal value system of Achar Dharma, Vyavahar Dharma, Prakriti Dharma, Daya Dharma, all these values of Daya, Kshama, Shanti, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Kshama, all these values, Kartavya Bodh, your sense of duty, okay? Again, as I say, sense of duty as a brother, as a son, as a Raja, as a whoever, or you as an anchor, you have a Maryada on yourself. I as a public speaker, I have a Maryada on myself. There is a dharma of being on media. You see? So, all those Sanatan values are to be always attained. But you rightly said, there are two different personalities. Because the yugas were different. The villains were different.
Nice.
One villain, he became a villain, Ravan. Uchcha koti ka Brahman. Vidwan. Parakrami. Okay? Jata Kataha Sambhrama. You know, Shiv Tandav Stotra ka Rachayita.
Yeah.
Okay? He abducted Sita.
He was a devotee and a Brahmin.
But Ravan ne cheer haran nahi kiya.
Correct.
Yuga changed. To Dwapar Yug, it was not Ravan. It was Shakuni playing by Chal Kapat Maya. It was Duryodhan who asked Dushasan to bring her Draupadi, the Putravadhu, Kulavadhu, Pattarani. He was not even a king. She was a queen of Indraprastha, dragged by her hair,
Right.
tried to disrobe, showed his khuli jangha, obscene, bibhats. That kind of a villain. Now when these things happen, dharma is not changed. Dharma ka skhalan hua hai. Dharma, yada yada hi dharmasya, glanir bhavati bharata, abhyuthanam adharmasya.
Dharmasya.
Abhyuthan hua hai adharma ka. Adharma has risen so high, so I will come. The eternal values of dharma have not changed. So he is saying, I will come back to re-establish the same values of Sanatan Dharma, which are eternal. Okay? So Ram followed his strategies within Maryada. And because there was Jayadrath, there was Duryodhan, there was Shakuni, the strategies had to change. So Kurukshetra and Mahabharat is nothing but management of strategies in life. According to changing scenarios. So scenarios changed, Adharma is different, Krishna is different. It's the same avatar of Vishnu.
Very well said there, Nitish. Now let's bring it to the current day context. Today, Mohanji Bhagwat said Bharat has found its swa. Has found its swa with the Pran Pratishtha and Ramlala Virajman.
Yes.
What does this mean?
Swa.
And when the Prime Minister says we have to now make this, that page, that moment in Kala, that when Ram decided to cross over across to the sea, that changed the way of time, you know, the entire thing. So this is that pivotal moment of time for us. What did he mean by that? What do the two gentlemen, two of them mean by that?
Interesting.
What the Honorable Prime Minister probably meant, from what I understood, is, see, any of these values of Sanatan or any philosophy, if not practiced, it remains in the book on your coffee table. Yeah. So what probably he meant, and that has always been the focus of my life, is application of value system, application of philosophy. So apply those values which were established by Lord Rama. Ram, it's by habit we call him Rama, Arjuna. No, it's Ram.
and Arjun.
Ram and Arjun and Krishna. Okay, he's not Krishna. Krishna is Draupadi's name. So, what did he stand for? The 4 principles which I told you, plus Samajik Samrasta.
Correct.
Social harmony. See, he's treated a Kevat with lot of respect. He uplifted Shabri. You know, he forgot that Shabri ne jhoothe bear khilaye hain. So what? Shabri is a Vanavasi. But he looked at her bhav. Bhavo hi vidyate devo. Hai na? So God always goes for the bhav. What you see on the streets of Ayodhya today is the bhav.
The what?
Devotion,
People,
maybe?
I mean, I'm experiencing it. You know, I went for darshan. There was crowd, and I said, no, I will stand in the queue and I will go for the darshan, and we went. And people were so respectful. They said, "Hare Nitish, aye, please have the." I mean, you know, this is the bhav and the respect.
Yeah, bow.
So he stands for, he supported bhav of Shabri. He supported bhav of Kevat. He supported bhav of Hanuman. He stood for Nyay and Anyay. That's why he fought Anyay of Bali and gave Nyay to Sugriv.
Sugriv.
What is
Okay.
Nai?
So all these things that he stood for, now it is time, and with Maryada, that is Sayyam, he used the word Sayyam.
Correct. He did. Yes, PM, yes.
Without Atma Sayyam, there is nothing.
Nothing.
Even Gita talks about Sayyam.
Sayyam.
Yeah. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, his lagam itself is Sayyam, no?
Sayyam, yeah.
What do we say when someone talks like a mad fellow? You know, lagam dalo apni vani par lagam lagao. So that lagam of the chariot is Sayyam. So that
What?
Sayyam that he had in
So
his
many
character,
words we don't know.
which I saw today in that Murti. It was like, this is Ram.
Ah.
This is Ram. So all this that he stood for, I understood that now Honorable Prime Minister wants the Hindu society to practice that and set an example for all those religious people or the people of other religions who are not showing that Sayyam.
Yeah.
Let us become that example of Sayyam and show it to them that this is what Sanatan Dharma stands for. These are the Sanatan principles that we stand for. And this is the Swabhiman that we have always stood for this. That is why we were, secular means what? Sahishnu.
Sahishnu.
Tolerant. Right? Yeah? That is that Swa. अभी वो स्व जागृत हुआ है, मोहन राव जी ने जो कहा, वो स्वाभिमान ये जागृत हुआ है that we are not going to be apologetic about our dharma anymore. You know, it's like someone who goes and attends a church every Sunday is a good Christian. Someone who goes to a masjid regularly is a good Muslim. Okay? But someone who speaks Sanskrit and wears a dhoti is a regressive man. And the same man who speaks 9 languages of this country. I equally wear the same dhoti and I equally wear a 3-piece suit. Okay? So language is just a medium of communication. It does not tell you the eternal value system.
Value systems.
So it is that Swa, that Swabhiman. And along with Ram, I would say, Krishna comes along with that. So that Swabhiman also has to be Jagrat. And I would want the Hindu society, especially in urban India. I recently met a man who from South Bombay went to live in suburbs of Mumbai. So I said, how well are you adapting to the suburbs? He said, everything else is okay, everything is available and I'm doing fine. It's just that everyone in my society speaks in Hindi, man. I said, my God, you know, is this secular? Hindi is the Rashtra Bhasha. Okay, some people don't want to take it as a Rashtra Bhasha. It's a spoken language with so many dialects in this country. Why not speak it? I speak Marathi, I speak Sanskrit, I speak Hindi, I speak Konkani of Karnataka, I speak English, I read literature in all these languages. It only enriches me.
Yes.
It only allows me to make more friends. Allows me to eat better food of different cuisines. So why this hang up? This is that Swa that he was talking about. We are not going to be apologetic about our Ram and Krishna. We are not going to be apologetic about our Shastras. We have 4 Vedas and 18 Purans and Aranyaks and Brahmanyas and Upanishads and everything. We are not going to be apologetic about our pujas and karmakand because this is taken birth in this mitti. And when I say Sanatan Hindu Dharma, what is born out of this is a Sanatan as well because it's Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism is very much Sanatan. from this very soil.
Very well said. My final question.
Yes.
To those who say Sanatan Dharma needs to be eradicated because it's
What?
discriminatory. It's the
Oh my
root
God.
cause of all societal problems, especially discrimination, the caste system. Final question, Nitish.
Oh my gosh.
Discrimination of caste system?
Discrimination and caste system.
Well,
Sanatan
discrimination.
is the root cause.
No. That has nothing to do with Sanatan. Sanatan is
Exactly.
Ram, who established, as I said, there is no discrimination. I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Sanatan is Krishna.
Yeah.
Krishna,
Yeah.
born as a Kshatriya, grew up in Nanda Baba's household as a Vaishya. Okay, played along and took as a ahir, played with Bahujan Samaj children. Okay, but eventually showed his knowledge as Param Yogeshwar as a Brahman. So he's everybody's. That is Sanatan. People who are saying Sanatan needs to be eradicated, I will tell them, I would quote you from Jesus Christ, who said they not know what they are doing.
Yay!
They're ignorant people.
Perfect.
It's only vote bank politics, unfortunately. Today, the need for India, which the Honorable Prime Minister said, we have a great challenge. Look at where India is today. In fact, I want to use the word Bharat, because this is Bharatiya Sabhyata. Whenever we do the puja, what are the names which are taken in Sanskrit? Aryavarte, Jambu Dvipe, Bharat Khande. Correct? So these are the names of this land. Uttaram yat samudrasya himadreschaiva dakshinam varsham tada bharatam nama bharati tatra santati. So this is the name of this land. So India, I don't agree with. I would want the Honorable Prime Minister after 24 to remove that word from the Constitution and say Ulta, if people like it that way, Bharat, which is also India. It's not, this is India, which is Bharat. No, Bharat. This is the land of Bharat. So discrimination is not Sanatan. It is power struggle and human weakness of abusing power. And Krishna has very clearly said that Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Chatur Varna Vyavastha. He did not say Jati Vyavastha. Varna does not mean Jati. Let's be very clear. Bharat needs to understand that today. Varna means Vyavasai. So, Janmana Jayate Shudraha Sanskara Dvija Uchyate. So, जन्म से तो मैं शूद्र हूं. शूद्र means what? मुझे नहीं पता कि मुझे जीवन में क्या करना है. तो त्रिगुणात्मक प्रकृति जो है, रजोगुण, तमोगुण, सतोगुण, according to that my frame of mind is, so if I decide to become an IAF pilot, okay, Indian Air Force pilot, and I join the Air Force, even though I am born a Brahmin, my guna karma vibhagasha, my varna becomes Kshatriya. This was allowed in Chatur Varna Vyavastha. This was allowed in Sanatan Dharma. This is the beauty of Sanatan Dharma. So Sanatan Dharma is the only harbinger of social harmony. And people who are calling names to Sanatan, they are ignorant. I would say, please read Jesus Christ. I love his tolerance. I love Jesus Christ's tolerance. Imagine the kind of pain that he was going through, and he still learned to forgive. He still said, I forgive, because they don't know what they are doing. You know?
True.
So ultimate forgiveness, these are eternal values which are Sanatan.
Awesome.
Wow.
जय श्री राम.
Jai Shri Ram.
दोस्तों आज 22 जनवरी है 2024. राम लल्ला का उनके अपने खुद के घर में कमरे में प्रवेश का दिन है. आज बहुत बड़ी बात है. 500 सालों के बाद हम राम लल्ला को उनका अपना घर वापस लौटा रहे हैं. इससे बड़ी बात क्या हो सकती है. आज पूरा देश राममय हो गया है. मोदी जी वहां पर बैठकर जो कुछ भी करेंगे पूरा देश देखेगा उन्हें. और मोदी जी ने कहा है कि अपने अपने घरों में बैठकर आप एक दिया जलाइए. अयोध्या का तो कोई हाल आप एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकते. पूरा अयोध्या झूम रहा होगा, क्योंकि एक ऐसा मंदिर, ऐसा भव्य मंदिर बनने जा रहा है जिसको देखने के लिए लोग आगरा के ताजमहल को छोड़कर राम मंदिर देखने के लिए पूरे वर्ल्ड के टूरिस्ट आएंगे. ये मेरा भी सपना है, ये लोगों का भी सपना है. डायरेक्शन में हमारा मंदिर बहुत भव्य है. सो सब अपनी अपनी तरफ से योगदान कर रहे हैं आज के दिन को। मेरे सामने एक कविता आई है, अगेन वही जो मेरे मित्र हैं शैलेंद्र श्रीवास्तव, जो ऐसी बातों पे हमेशा रिएक्ट करते हैं, लेकिन गद्य
Poetry, cool.
Beautiful,
मैंने
wow.
पहले भी उनकी कविता को आपको सुनाया था। मुझे लगा कि ये भी कविता आज की बहुत ही प्रासंगिक कविता है। मैं आप लोगों के सामने ये कविता पाठ करना चाहता हूँ।
Yeah, cool.
Wow.
सौगंध राम की खाई थी और मंदिर वही बनाया है। सौगंध राम की खाई थी और मंदिर वही बनाया है।
Oh, nice.
जो स्वप्न देखा था भारत ने उसको साकार बनाया है। संघर्ष 500 वर्षों का पर हमने धैर्य दिखाया है। जो राम लल्ला का आंगन था उन्हें ठुमक कर वहीं पे चलाया है। संघर्ष चला लंबा लेकिन राम लल्ला को वहीं बिठाया है। लल्ला के मंदिर संग संग राष्ट्र मंदिर भी बनाया है। प्राण प्रतिष्ठा गर्व का क्षण है, सौभाग्य से ये दिन आया है। प्राण प्रतिष्ठा गर्व का क्षण है, सौभाग्य से ये दिन आया है। शुभ अक्षत कलश में भर भर के निमंत्रण घर घर भिजवाया है। राम नवमी पे सूर्य तिलक करें, श्री राम को वहां बिठाया है। बजरंग बली के स्वामी को उनका स्थान दिलाया है। जो रोम रोम में बसते हैं उन्हें नैनों में बसाया है। रघुनाथ ही आप सभी के हैं, ये विश्व को हमने बताया है। दिव्य सनातनी गौरव को प्रतिष्ठित जग में करवाया है। दिव्य सनातनी गौरव को प्रतिष्ठित जग में करवाया है। जो सत्य सनातन सुंदर है उसकी महिमा को गाया है। ये सहज राम का प्रेम है जो जन जन के हृदय समाया है राष्ट्र प्रथम सर्वोपरि है, उस वचन को हमने निभाया है। जब रक्त से लाल हुई सरयू उस दिन को नहीं भुलाया है। बलिदान दिया जिन भक्तों ने उनको अब न्याय दिलाया है। जहां रक्त बहा राम भक्तों का उस माटी से तिलक लगाया है। स्वागत हो भव्य राम प्रभु का, घर घर में दीप जलाया है। शैलेंद्र अकिंचन राम भक्त से प्रभु राम ने गीत लिखाया है। शैलेंद्र अकिंचन राम भक्त से प्रभु राम ने गीत लिखाया है। सौगंध राम की खाई थी और मंदिर वहीं बनाया है। सौगंध राम की खाई थी और मंदिर वहीं बनाया है। मंदिर वहीं बनाया है। मंदिर वहीं बनाया है। जय श्री राम। इससे अच्छी और बात
जय श्री राम।
जिस सौगंध को हम सब ने खाई थी, 500 सालों का संघर्ष चला था। मुझे शिकायत भी रही है कि 500 साल क्यों नहीं, 5 दिन में क्यों नहीं हुआ। खैर, कहावत है कि what ends well is always well। ये परिणति हुई है, ये एंड हुआ है, सुखद एंड हुआ है। पूरा देश इकट्ठा हुआ है, हिंदू जागे हैं, शुरुआत हुई है। ये कविता तो कविता है, मैं उससे आगे बढ़कर कहना चाहता हूं कि ये तो अभी सिर्फ पड़ाव है। अभी तो सिर्फ राम मंदिर को हमने बनाया है, हमें तो पूरे भारत वर्ष बनाना है। इंडिया को भारत बनाना है, भारत को अखंड भारत बनाना है। और सबसे बड़ी बात है, हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाना है। जिस दिन वो होगा, इससे भी भव्य कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया जाएगा और सब उस पर मोहित होंगे, गाएंगे, एंजॉय करेंगे। लेट्स होप फॉर दैट। जय श्री राम। जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna. Oh my God. This was the first long interview we ever watched with Nitish. I absolutely loved it. And with Bhishma. because there are not many English interviews out there.
Totally.
So fantastic.
Yeah, so, yeah, loved it, right? So, very much Bhishma, Mukesh, talking about the Ram Raja and how now's the time. And Nitish kind of reiterating on that. So, same thing. It's about India, so Sanatan Dharmas, Hindus in general. Yeah, you don't need to apologize anymore. You can practice your faith, your religion. Even though we know it's not a religion, it's a way of life. It's the eternal Dharma. And then to kind of dive into those scriptures, like some people, Nitish for one, yeah, seems like he very much did. And he understands what it's all about. And yeah, there's a lot of propaganda and naysayers saying that, yeah, trying to eradicate Hinduism, that would be disastrous.
Wow.
Especially when you think about it, Hinduism technically is the source of spirituality in general, like in the Western world, when we're talking about yoga and like shifting and even thinking about, you know, the universe having multiple universes and that it's like kind of like the Matrix or we're living in a simulation. Where is all of this thought coming from? Well, it's coming from Sanatan Dharma because it's in those scriptures, the Vedas and the Upanishads, that are leading the mind out of this rabbit hole of materialism, which sadly some religions are kind of very stuck in that. So in their ignorance, they're just judging outside of themselves, not really looking at the big picture. So claiming to be spiritual when they're not. They're just really religious. And that's more of you adopt a belief system. You say that I believe, even when you've never even read the scriptures or any scriptures. But then your pride gets puffed up because then you're thinking that I'm right. I'm in the winning club. I'm going to go to heaven. Everybody else is going to hell. And if I want to save the world, then I got to eradicate everything else that isn't me. Right? So it's total ego and pride, which if you also study the scriptures, pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. You need to let go of it, right? So when we're talking about, you know, Hindu Dharma and re-embracing that, we're not talking about pride. We're talking about, you know, truth. So even within all religions and all scriptures, you got to dig out and find the truth of it. And then when you're aligned with truth, then it's no longer coming from pride. It's coming from, oh, there's one infinite source of absolutely everything. And this is how it's being taught within these scriptures, right? So we can take that, dive right into it, believe in it openly and honestly and not discriminate against others, especially when everybody's just trying to figure it out, right? But as far as like the caste system and that is concerned, yeah, it just takes a little bit of research to realize that that was brought in by the Portuguese originally, because it was very much the West that was practicing this caste system. When you think about the slaves in the past, that all of the royal families had slaves in Europe, right? And then serfs and like peasants and servants. Yeah, that's where it's coming from. So when the Portuguese landed and then they saw, you know, people were practicing in different roles, yeah, they weren't examining enough because they're coming in from an ideology of being superior. So they're just judging everything, not actually trying to understand. But in reality, yeah, the caste system doesn't exist. It was a Varna system, right? I'm pretty sure that's the word. And then that was more like what he's explaining here, right? You can switch, you decide, you can choose, you know, where you go. Also because it's just common sense when you study Hinduism and then reincarnation. It's like you don't know what your child is going to be destined to be. So then it's open, right? Because, you know, what are they aligned with? What's happening from previous rebirth and karma. So that's very much reality within Sanatan Dharma, right? And it's, yeah, from my deep dive into spirituality, it's on another level. So I think this is incredibly good news for the whole world. The Ram Raja, right? So the elevated consciousness of this conviction, and Ram Lala's back home. It's just absolutely incredible. It's one of the best things that's ever happened in this world for a very long time. We're very much on board, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yes. Shout out to our member Tom Riddle. He suggested this video also on Discord.
Oh yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a real treat. It made my day. I love these actors. I love the Mahabharat, especially B.R. Chopra's. If you have not watched it yet, please watch it with us or without us. Doesn't matter.
It was epic.
It's epic. It's a roller coaster. It's intense, but full of beauty and wisdom.
Yeah, we learned so much.
And B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat. Not what came after. Not that we watched it, but I have a feeling that is...
B.R. Chopra's is the way.
Yeah, that's the way, the most accurate. Okay.
Yeah, and we want to shout out to all of our channel members for your ongoing and continuous support. Can't be doing this without you.
No.
Thanks so much.
Yes. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai
Hare
Shri Ram.
Krishna. Thank you.